Coverage brought to you by all of you. I'm joined right now by Ji-Sun and Ruler to talk a little bit about the Gen.G match just now against AL that went to 5 games, Silver Scrapes, with a Gen.G win at the end of it. So Ruler, I have to ask, do you feel as though you have demonstrated that your team is going to be uncontested at this tournament? AL is the #1 seed from LPL, so I'm wondering if you think they are your biggest challenge at this event.
오늘 경기 승리 축하드립니다. 5쿼까지 갔는데 어쨌든 LPL의 1번 시드인 AL을 잡으면서 아무래도 젠지가 정말 압도적인 1황이다라는 선언을 좀 한 것 같은 경기라고 생각하시는지 어떻게 생각하세요?
일단 되게 서로 AL이랑 저희랑 서로 좀 되게 치고받고 그런 분위기였었던 것 같아서 뭔가 젠지가 1황이다 이런 느낌은 좀 아니었던 것 같고요. 그래도 좀 뭔가 근소하게 그래도 저희가 좀 더 잘하지 않았나 싶은 생각이 있습니다.
Well, if you look closely into the series, actually, it was going very much back and forth. So I don't think it was like a strong statement of Gen.G, but still, I can say Gen.G was slightly better than them, so we managed to get the win.
Okay. Do you think AL is the strongest opponent you will face at this event?
그렇다면 AL이 MSI에서 만날 수 있는 가장 큰 적수라고 생각하시나요?
가장 큰 적수라고는 잘 모르겠고요. 일단 T1 그리고 BLG도 좀 제가 생각하기엔 좀 가장 잘하는 팀 이런 팀들 중 하나라고 생각을 해서 네, 그렇게까지 생각은 안 하는 것 같습니다.
I'm not quite sure because I also have T1 and BLG up on my list as well, so I can say like they're the only like the strongest, but you know they all look very strong.
As a Blitzcrank fan, I was very excited about the Blitzcrank pick in Game 5. Is that a champion that will only ever come out in Fearless Game 5, or is it a champion that you think is strong?
또 블리츠 애호가로서 5세트 블리츠 등장해서 굉장히 기분이 좋았는데 블리츠란 챔피언이 피어리스여서 등장할 수 있는 그런 픽이라고 생각하시는지.
Bro, I woke up early in Canada. I woke up at 6 and I watched like one and a half of the sets. I watched 1.5 set. Bro, Taylor's crazy. I'm sad. I wish I could go watch his game versus Alcaraz, but I can't because of MSI. His game against Alcaraz is on the Friday, isn't it?
Pog, let's go.
And the finals are on the Saturday. No, the Sunday. Friday is his games versus Alcaraz. Then on the Sunday is the finals. But I can't go to either of them. But I got to see his first match where he reverse swept, which was good. Coach Tabe, when he allows his players to pet a dog or look out the window after 135 hours of scrims, humanity restored.
Moi sexy.
Alcaraz is going to win. Mods, anyone who thinks Alcaraz is going to beat Taylor Fritz, ban them. Permanent ban forever. What is this? Dom Drell? Bro, shut the fuck up. Gen.G CEO Arnold gave credit to Cagel for his top interview. I'd love to see any top interview with Arnold. Is Arnold here? After watching Cagel's top interview, I feel like Western teams have no hope. Sorry, this post has been removed. Ha ha ha, of course I knew it. FlyQuest and Gen.G players are playing Arena together. Ah, my chat is so degenerate that they have chat log receipts of Bwipo and Vladdy talking to each other. In a VOD. Bwipo, Vladdy and Rat VOD. What did he say I should build? I'm actually not sure after the changes. I just look at win rates and Shojin PD is best in solo queue. You are not the only one who lost the shop queue MSI. There are few Koreans. Say their names, you coward. The Roa Victor from Caps. Bro, you recorded their whole conversation and put it on the Reddit. You literally just record. You're such a fucking rat. You're such a fucking rat. I think after E-Changes Conqueror is better, but Phase Rush is not bad yet. Not to mention the Aurora build everyone is going, even if enemy comp is squishy. If you got fisted by Chovy like everyone else does, and see him build 19 masks, I was making fun of him for his build. Never die, hit everything combo and still one-shot everyone. No one knows how to build. It's good. Yeah, I bet you would be laughing at his build while you're down 4 CS getting fisted. Ha 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 ha. When they had Galio, Cassante and something else, I don't remember, it was good. Vladdy's a Storm Surge or Shadowflame Storm Surge. Guys, what do you think they do now if they play in 3 hours? Do you think they are locked in? Of course not. They are eating burgers and watching Twitch casual VODs. Casual VODs of FlyQuest vs G2 to get hyped. That's what Whippo does. XDD, you wouldn't get it. I'm 100% sure you went on Twitch after the game. At the hotel, yes, I insta-opened Casual VOD and I started giggling. That's good, I do the same, don't worry. I am like, after the game, I do a pentakill, I'm like, yes, I go casual now.
When is G2 playing?
It whispers for us to act.
I remember meeting Vladdy at the Red Bull event, and he said he watches the streams, and I was like, it always feels so weird when pro players watch the stream. I don't know why, unless it's a homie pro player, like, you know, Wunder, for example. I wonder how many pro players watch the streams. I don't know what I say about half the pro players. Am I mean? What if they rock up and I'm like, this fucking idiot? No, I don't say that shit, do I? I feel like I'm nice. I'm nice. I'm pretty nice. I'm pretty nice. What, getting coached by Velia, that's another motherfucker? Someone on League of Legends told me to touch grass, so I did.
07 EU, same
Yo,
as
W Taylor Fritz. Chat, you might, maybe some of you in chat aren't big tennis fans, but I recommend, if you have the time, on Friday, to watch Wimbledon. Alcaraz is the second best tennis player in the world. He's playing against Taylor Fritz, who is the 5th ranked tennis player in the world. And it's the Wimbledon semifinals. Banga. Did he just cancel the hug and went for a handshake? No, I wasn't doing that. I was stretching my arm, you know, because I was sitting down for a while. I was stretching my arm, and then I went in for the handshake. Don't get it mistaken. Don't get it mistaken. Don't get it twisted. Yeah, we're cooked. We're cooked. What is this? Tic-tac. What is this tok-tok?
Or we've never been jealous of K-Droll. He gets free drinks. He gets free drinks. We were at a sushi restaurant, and all of a sudden, the server comes over, and she says, "Here is your wine. It's from someone else, called the Rat King."
That did happen. That did happen. That did happen.
I'm like, the Rat King? And then the guy came over later and said, "Hey, K-Droll, thank you for lending me your Ferrari."
W fan. Big W fan.
I've never been jealous, but I want to get free wine. What the hell?
Big W fan. Okay, what happened yesterday is...
Cathedral, is the venue open to the audience starting at 4?
Yeah, starting 4. I went to dinner with Shox and Lore and Mitsuko, and we were hanging out. And some dude orders a glass of wine to my table anonymously. I'm like, what the helly? What the helly? I was like, who the fuck? And then eventually he comes out and he sees me at the table and he's like, yo, K-Drill, thanks for letting me borrow your Ferrari. I'm like, bro, you don't need to like, you don't need to, bro, you don't need to do that. Like, it's just the homies, man. It's not like, what the fuck? Okay, W fan though, big W. Faker turns 30 next year and is still smurfing. Age means nothing if you're dedicated enough. Faker, I don't think age has a great effect on performance as before, which was said by Faker 3 years ago, and he's proving exactly that. League of Legends is evolving into a game of chess where maturity and overall skill will eventually outdo reaction time, speed, and micro. I personally reached 437 LP, and I don't think I'm done yet either. I'm 26. I mean, this is clearly true. I mean, I'm 29 years old, and I could still compete if I wanted to. Age is completely useless, absolutely irrelevant when it comes to professional play. Now, for Faker to go though.
For over 100 years, Leon's has been
We've heard from a lot of pros, the old ones, saying that age isn't a big factor, people think it is. I do agree that age is not a factor, but if you have 5 unks on a team, you're not going anywhere, okay? No one is pushing that bus. That's what I'm saying. You need a mixture of unks and zoomers. Otherwise, you're cooked. Like, I think if you have a jungler that is crazy good hands and no brain, that's good. Now you need a mid or a support with brain. But if you have everyone with brain and no one with... Ooh, LR jersey! Damn, where should I put it? Yeah, 5 unks on a team is free lose. There must be a lot of casual mentions in this thread, right? Reaction time doesn't meaningfully increase meaningfully until 50s or 60s. That's not true. Doesn't your brain development stop at 27 or some shit? I swear mine stopped like 10 years ago. He's 29, not 89. With a sample size of 1 being the greatest League player ever, you could arrive at many conclusions which are not true for the vast majority. You don't need to look a faker, there are plenty of other old pros in gaming. So true. Daigo is 44, Jaewong is 39, still placing the top ranking of the 25. Hey! Hey, this guy! This guy! He has a sign that says sign here for the T1 downfall. Yo, tell him to find Dom. Tell him to find Dom's here in like 10 minutes, I think. Dom can fucking sign it in caps lock.
You will die for it.
Oh my god, okay, what else? We'll check Reddit new and then we'll start yapping about some other shit. What the fuck is that? Bro, what even is that related to? You made a chicken with my face on it. How does that make sense? My cat found a rat and he stared at Pedro for 5 minutes.
That is what I want to see.
Can I kill her?
I am at my best only during the performance.
An enemy has been slain.
I bring both. I orchestrate death. I knew you would find your mark eventually.
Morning and realizing that your name isn't what it used to be. You're not the person you were yesterday. You're someone else, someone millions of people around the world know. Not because you're a movie star or a rock musician. No, you're famous because of the raw energy you bring to a webcam. You are IShowSpeed, one of the most viral, unpredictable, and chaotic forces in the world of online entertainment. Most people think being a viral sensation means having fun all day, playing games, and collecting sponsorships. But what if I told you that behind the screen, behind the screaming and the fireworks, is a storm of pressure, identity challenges, and emotional weight that few could truly carry? If you were born as IShowSpeed, you would start your journey in Cincinnati, Ohio. You'd grow up with a passion for sports and gaming. Your real name would be Darren Watkins Jr., and your early life wouldn't be much different than that of a regular teen, until one day, something clicked. Your energy, your unpredictability, your refusal to filter yourself, it all found a perfect home on the internet. Suddenly, your clips were everywhere. TikTok, YouTube, Twitter. You didn't just play games, you exploded with personality. You screamed, you danced, you made the internet feel alive. But let's stop for a second and think. What happens when the world starts expecting you to be that person every day? What happens when you're no longer playing a character, but the character becomes your identity? That's the trap. Fame comes fast, expectations come faster, and suddenly, you're not just a kid playing games, you're the iShowSpeed. You're the viral guy, the entertainer, the brand. You'd face thousands, sometimes millions of people watching your every move, waiting for the next meme, the next rage quit, the next dance. They wouldn't just want content, they'd want you to live up to the myth they've created. And if you ever fall short, if you ever show a crack, the internet would remind you instantly that you're replaceable. If you were iShowSpeed, you'd have to keep pushing. Keep screaming louder, keep reacting bigger. You'd do challenges, play horror games, get jump scared and still keep streaming. Because if you stop, people move on. If you breathe too long, they forget. And that's terrifying. Behind the scenes, the schedule isn't glamorous. You'd be waking up knowing you need to entertain millions. You'd have to constantly come up with something new. You'd be dealing with stress, fatigue, burnout, and the constant paranoia of cancellation. One wrong joke, one misunderstood moment, one bad stream, and it could all go away. Now let's explore your personality. If you were iShowSpeed, you wouldn't just be a streamer, you'd be a phenomenon. Your passion would be unmatched. You'd yell in 5 different languages. You'd bark like a dog mid-stream. You'd cry over a lost match, then laugh the next minute. You'd be unpredictable, and that would be your magic. You'd play FIFA with so much energy that controllers would break. You'd start a firework indoors just for laughs. You'd livestream moments that no one else dares to, because you'd be all in. You wouldn't be afraid of failure. You'd turn mistakes into memes. You'd embrace chaos, because in chaos, you'd thrive. And yet, underneath all that, there would be a heart. A kid who just loves making people laugh. A soul who connects deeply with fans. Someone who, despite the fame, still feels joy when someone says, "You made my day." You'd become more than just entertainment, you'd become therapy for some. A friend for others, a role model, even if accidentally. But it wouldn't be easy. The world would want you to be on 24/7. And the moment you're quiet, people would worry, or worse, get bored. You wouldn't have the luxury to disappear for a week. You'd be part of an algorithm now, an engine that never stops. Your journey would have pivotal moments. Maybe it's your first 1,000,000 subscribers. Maybe it's that one stream where you broke down crying. Maybe it's your appearance at events where thousands screamed your name. Or maybe it's when you realize your influence goes beyond entertainment. You've shaped how a generation talks, reacts, and even thinks. But there's another side to it too. Being iShowSpeed also means facing consequences. You've been banned, criticized, and called out. You've made mistakes on stream. And every time, the world watched. There's no off switch when millions are watching. Every error is public. Every apology becomes content. Every regret turns into a meme. And that's a heavy burden to carry. Now, imagine being that person and still showing up every day. Still putting on the show. Still making people laugh even when you don't feel like it. That takes resilience. That takes a level of emotional strength most people will never understand. Yet you keep going. You innovate. You collab with huge names. You even go international. Fans from all over the world start mimicking your voice, your dances, your chaos. You become global. You're no longer just a streamer. You're a cultural force. But what does that do to your sense of self? When everything you do is broadcasted, do you know who you are when the cameras are off? Can you find peace in silence? Or do you crave the noise to feel alive? If you were iShowSpeed, your greatest challenge wouldn't be content creation. It would be balance. Balancing fame and identity, chaos and peace, persona and person. And yet, you wouldn't trade it for the world. Because despite all the craziness, all the challenges, all the pressure, you love what you do. You love making people feel something. You love being a part of their day. And maybe, just maybe, the chaos is worth it. So now, I ask you this. What would you do if you were born as iShowSpeed? Would you chase the energy? Embrace the madness? Could you handle the expectations, the fame, the pressure? And if not, what parts of his story can you learn from? Because in the end, Being IShowSpeed isn't about being loud or viral. It's about being unforgettable, and now that you've seen what that life could be like, maybe it's time to create your own legacy. Not as IShowSpeed, but as you, unfiltered, unique, and undeniably powerful in your own way. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the life of IShowSpeed, drop a comment below telling us what you would do in his shoes. And if you want more stories like this, chaotic, real, and raw, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Your journey is just beginning.
An icon.
Has destroyed a turret.
Which is the lie? The mask or my face? 3. Art requires a certain cruelty.
Shit. Oh.
My theater is the mind. Symmetry is so boring. my clients expected less. Prepare for the alley. I serve a discerning clientele.
An ally has been slain.
Justice for my clients and my victims.
Double kill. An enemy has been slain. An ally has been slain. Enemy double kill. Aced. Your turret has been destroyed. Your turret has been destroyed.
I never hurt anyone. It is the performance that kills. You've woken something deep inside me.
An enemy is legendary.
This is your curtain call. Your final scene begins. The ecstasy. I do whatever you need, gentlemen.
Enemy double kill. Enemy triple kill. Your turret has been destroyed.
Each
Your
bullet
turret
is a
has
piece
been
of
destroyed.
soul. Each shot is a piece of